All right. Hey, what's happening, everybody? All right. Hey, it's Dave Cruz here. You guys know who I am. And, man, it's Friday night again. Last Friday night was awesome. We had two interviews in one night. We had White Cross. They were kind enough to do an interview, live interview, right before their sound check. They had a show last Friday night with Inner Siege. And a couple hours later, we had Jimmy Brown from Deliverance. That was a great interview, too. And tonight, in just about, 15 minutes, we have Jamie Rowe. You guys know him from Guardian and his new killer band, Kalamity Kills. See what I did there? All right. It's Friday night. And good Friday night, wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube. And hey, if you're watching on YouTube or if you haven't yet, make sure you go to our YouTube channel, Covenant Metal Show, and subscribe, man. That's all you got to do. Just subscribe. Just do it. Subscribe, hit that little bell. You guys know the routine. We got one person watching. Awesome. Awesome. Keep them coming. I figured I'd get on here just a little bit early, so that you guys. Oh, we got three people watching. Nice. I figured I'd get on here a little bit early. That way, you guys can get the notification on Facebook. Dave Cruz is live, and come and hang out, man. Hey, somebody click love. Nice. And you guys can comment in the comment section. I'll be able to see them on the screen here and respond to them. And any bands out there, if you want to be interviewed, I like to do it live because I like to interact with the audience. I like for the audience to be able to interact with whoever I'm interviewing with, ask questions, things like that. You guys get to be a part of the interviews. And so I like that. And you guys like it too. So any bands out there that want to be interviewed live right here on the Covenant Metal Show on Friday nights, that's when I do them. And email me, man. Hit me up on Facebook, okay, in Messenger, or you can email me at cmsrocks777. All right, at gmail.com. CMSrocks at CMSrocks777 at gmail.com. I need a producer, somebody to be over on the computer and punching in this stuff and have it kind of scroll across the bottom like a marquee. Yes. All right. So we're just hanging out. Jamie should be here within the next 15 minutes. And no comments yet. Wow. Okay. Well, okay. Be that way. All right, guys. So man, Calamity Kills. The album is just amazing, and I believe I have it on CD. I'd have to get up and go into my office to check, but I believe I have it. And my favorite song on there is Jamie, right on. I'll drop in shortly. Sweet, right on, dude. Awesome, awesome. And my favorite song on the album is called uh, Sinner's Welcome, because it's the first song I heard from the band. But they did a really awesome cover. They did two covers on the album. One of them is "Slip in My Mind, Forgive Me." I should probably just go grab the CD, right? Um, but they did a cover of. You guys remember the Lost Boys, right? That song. There was that like all greased up dude with the saxophone, and he was doing that song "I Still Believe." Well, Calamity Kills did a cover of that, and they nailed it really good. Um, Awesome song, and Guys, I will be right back. I gotta go get the CD. I will be right back. All right. Uh-oh. I totally embarrassed myself. I can't find it. I probably don't have it, which means I need to get on that, man. I need to get it. I have it digitally. I thought I had a physical copy of the CD. Man, my bad. Oh well. Hey guys, make yourselves known, man, in the comments section. I'd love to chat with you guys, and really looking forward to hanging out and having Jamie here. Excuse me. We got about 10 minutes. I figured I'd get on here a little early to. Somebody called me. Mr. Ray Para. Ray called me. Let me text him back. Let's see. I'm live on Facebook right now. There we go. All right, cool. Sweet. All right, hey, man, this is gonna be a great interview, guys. We got one person watching. I don't know what happened, but everybody went away. Nobody loves me. That's okay. I love you guys. Love everybody. Um, so what do I talk about now? One person watching. I'm talking to one person. It's all good, man. Oh, I know that. I forgot. Okay. I got to get Mr. Ray Para on here and interview him one of these nights. Seriously. Ray, if you're watching, man, let's do it. You have me on your show. Come on my show, man. And we'll just chat and do it live, dude. Yes. All right. Hey, we got two people watching. Woohoo! All right. So again, happy Friday night, wherever you're watching. Hey, there's my buddy Ray. There's my buddy Ray. Grant Moeller. Hello, Dave. Dude, Grant. Holy cow, man. Haven't talked to you in Arthenia in like forever, man. How you been, Grant? Good to see you, man. Uh, like I said, happy Friday night, wherever you guys are watching, Facebook, YouTube. Uh, if you're on YouTube or you haven't gone yet, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Covenant Metal Show. Hit the little bell, all that good stuff. And man, let's get her done. Get her done. Love you, brother. I'm doing great. Good to see you on here. Sweet. Right on, man. It's good to see you too, man. Well, you know what I mean. Brian, let's do this. All right. So hopefully, like I said in the post, if you guys got questions for Jamie Rowe, I'll make sure that I read those to him, and he can answer you guys' questions. So, man, it's been a long day. It's been a good day though. Hopefully, you guys had a great week, and tell me what have you guys been listening to this week, man? What bands, what songs, albums, things like that. Me, I was kind of all over the place. Uh, some Van Halen, some Def Leppard. No, I didn't listen to Def Leppard. I'm sorry. Some Van Halen, some Metallica, a little bit of Death Angel. What else? Deliverance. I was really jamming them earlier this week too, man. Uh, let's see. I probably have to sit closer so that I can read y'all's comments. Oh, there we go. All right. Ray says, Jamie, when we gonna do something together, bro? Right? I will pass that along to Jamie when he comes on here. We got about another 6 minutes. Ed, right on, man. Right on. Glad you're here, Ed. My buddy Ed Mackey. Brian Schertzer, Leah. Right on. Right on. You know what? I need to check out her stuff, man. I really do. I've heard of her. I know of her. But I haven't listened to it. Fear Not and Spirit Box Ray's been listening to. Sweet, man. Dude, you can never get enough of Fear Not, man. That, in my opinion, was one of the best albums of 2022. I mean, dude, by far, every song on that album, just a masterpiece, man. And I can't wait to see what they come out with next. Sincerely, I know that they've been working on some new stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. And, excuse me. All right. Just waiting for Jamie will be here in the next. Oh, we got 5 minutes now. Ray says, I'm getting ready to do my Cooking Ribs with Ray Para podcast. Oh, yeah. Dude. Sweet. Dude, you know me, man. We could have so much fun with that, for reals, bro. Oh, my gosh. I'm already getting, like, funny ideas for stuff, man. You know? That'd be funny if you did, like, a Swedish chef kind of thing, you know? Like, skewer the turkey. Skewer the turkey. Man, that was great. Heck yeah, dude. Let's see. Man, it's awesome to see you guys here. Ray, Ed, Brian, the other Brian, Grant. See all you guys here, man. Gonna go prep the ribs now. That would be hilarious. Yes, it would, dude. Yes, it would. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it, Ray. Cooking ribs with Ray Para. Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. on NBC. Man, I'm just in a great mood. Great mood. God is good. And, man, you don't need me to tell you that. What has God, here you go. Here's a question for you guys. A quick question. What has God done for you in your life this week? How has God blessed you? I actually have a competition tomorrow for my ribs. Oh, dude. Pray for Ray, man. Pray for Ray, guys. He has he's got a competition tomorrow for his ribs. And if he doesn't win first place, then I think it's rigged, man. Yeah, Ray, if you don't win, it's rigged. It's rigged. Fraudulent, you know. Demand a recount. Right on. Seriously, I've eaten at Ray's house one time, and he did street corn. First time I ever had street corn. Oh my gosh, guys, let me tell you, it was some of the best stuff I've ever eaten. This dude can cook. I'm serious, man. You ever get a chance to have Ray Para cook you some food? Jump on it, man, for reals. Patrick Garlock. Brother Dave, Brother Patrick. Man, dude, I've missed you, man. Sincerely. Hey, Patrick, are you going to be at, I can't remember what you told me if you were or not, but you going to be at Immortal Fest this year? I'm going to be at both of them. And I really would love to see you, bro. Excuse me. Oof. I had some chips and salsa earlier, man. It's talking to me. It was good salsa, too. Uh, Ed, I was going to say something, but I'm not going to talk politics. It's so weird you kind of mentioned that, Ed, because there has been so many times where I wanted to get on Facebook, just not part of the Covenant Metal Show or anything, just me, Dave Cruz, get on Facebook and talk about like a particular topic, just kind of get stuff off my chest, kind of thing. Just all the screwy stuff going on in the world right now, and get your guys' input and just have a conversation about it. Yes, sir. Part one. I'll see you there. Oh, sweet. Right on, Patrick. Dude, I can't wait to see you, buddy. Sincerely, Ed, about Ray's camp being, competition being rigged. Let's hope that doesn't happen, man. Ray's the man. Dave, that's crazy, bro. Your StreamYard keeps freezing up for a few seconds. Ray, I think that's your internet or something. I don't know, man. Guys, am I freezing up? If I am, I hope not, because I don't know, man. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not hardwired in, but the router is like what, 15 feet away from the laptop. I could hardwire if I wanted to, but I'd have to run upstairs, leave you guys hanging here. But maybe next time I'll do that. Maybe next time I'll just hardwire in, man. That's a good idea. I should do that. Tony, what up, dude? What up, Dave? Tony says seems to be good here. Ray says it's not on his side. I'm wired in. All right, well then I got a crappy connection or something, man. Hey, guys, it's time for Jamie Rowe. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on, guys. Give me 1 second.
Hey man, can you hear me okay?
Hey, there we are.
I guess you're not there right there. Can you hear okay?
I had to walk over to my laptop. I got it over next to the TV.
I just want to make sure because I'm using this mic here out of view here. Can you hear okay?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good. I'm just going to turn it up.
Gotcha. I will do the same.
Yeah, I got you coming out of my TV sound bar so I could hear you. There we go. Gotcha. Awesome. Good to see you, man.
You too, my friend. Everything good? I got my Diet Coke. Yeah. So this is the one addiction I have in life.
There you go. Hey,
my wife tells me to drink more water, so I also got this.
There you go. You got to water it down with some water, man. Yeah, we got we got 3 people right now. We had a few more people earlier. They kind of hop on, hop off.
But, it's Friday night. It's Friday night, and I don't. Last I heard, the Jamie Rowe mania is not like a pandemic across the U.S., so it's good. We're good. We're hanging. So,
hey, those of us who know you, man, we love you.
I feel the love. So
awesome. So how you been, man?
Good, man. I've had a pretty good day. I had a nice lunch with my wife, and it's Friday night. And after this, after you and I speak and everything, I'm going to take her out for some late night ice cream treat, and just gonna have a lazy weekend.
Hey, there you go, man.
Pretty great. Man, hold on. See, these headphones I've got in are pretty weak.
Okay.
They're old school earbuds, so I'm making sure I can hear you better.
Do you need to switch out with different ones?
No, because the only thing I have is my my Beats, and I don't like the delay sometimes it gives me when I'm actually doing this. So let me check on my audio settings.
Okay.
Hello. Is that better? Oh, there we go. Is that better?
Well, I can hear you fine.
I just want to make sure. I didn't know if that was going to switch yours. Okay, yeah, I'll just wing it. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Right on.
So
awesome. So welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you being here. And So Calamity Kills, man, you guys got the album out,
Mm-hmm.
self-titled album.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you come up with the name Calamity Kills?
You know what? I would love to give you this like great, like amazing story with some really depth and everything, but to be honest, I just thought it sounded cool, you know. And like I was just putting together like from some phrases, and stuff, and I'm going to back up and explain a little bit more here in a second. But I just put together, you know, obviously I wanted a band name, and let me go ahead and start with that thing. That's the thing. Calamity Kills started out as my solo record again, like another Jamie Rowe record. And if you know anything in the history, you know that I dabbled in country pop and country rock and put that record out. And I'm still, you know, I have no regrets about that. That was a season of my life musically that was interesting to me. And I really had fun doing it. And I was writing that style. I actually wrote those songs never thinking they would ever get recorded. I wrote them
Wow.
for fun and for myself and for my wife and everything. And, you know, and then playing the Bluebird Cafe at the invitation of a friend and playing those songs for a whole room of people who hear music every week, of great artists that don't know me from Guardian or know my background. Those people love the songs. And I remember telling Amber on the way home, I said, I wonder if I did a Kickstarter, if people would want to hear those songs, because the people at Bluebird loved them. And that was really like encouraging to me, because it wasn't like built on my past or anything. It was just these, you know, I'm an unknown artist to those people. And I literally had that mindset, and I don't say this falsely, it's true. I had that mindset, let me go ahead and put this up, let it fail, let it get out of the way, and I can move on with my life. You know what I mean? That's really that's being dead honest truth, how I feel and how I felt at the time. And I think got like funded in like 11 days. So anyway, thing is, I made that record, the pandemic hit, and during that time, I you know, there was so much uncertainty going on. I was working from home a lot. For some reason during that time, like it started, actually, it was funny, I'm wearing a Cheap Trick shirt right now. It started with going back and listening to old Cheap Trick, and just, I spent enough time away from hard rock and just rock and roll in general and just been in that country mindset that rock and roll sounded fresh to me again for the first time in like, you know, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And so I fell in love with it. And so once again, I just write songs. I don't sit there thinking I'm going to write a country song, I'm going to write a rock song. I just write songs. And the songs I was writing, you know, ended up being on the Calamity Kills record. And you can hear that's not country pop at all. But when I started to make the record and we made Sinners Welcome, to start off, I remember telling Jamie Perino, who's my producer on the project, you know, Sinners Welcome was originally going to be recorded as a Jamie Rowe song. And it was. And when I was listening, when we were making the thing, I said, this does not sound like a solo artist. This sounds like a band. And so,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, this is a long way to get to this point, but I started thinking about stuff. It just sounds like a band and everything. And the thing is, I've always loved the theatrical stuff. Like, you know, I'm a Kiss nut. You know, I like the bands. I like Slipknot more for the imaging and stuff, not than the music, to be honest. I've just always been attracted, you know, to the even the glam rock era stuff. I like theatrical stuff in music, and it wasn't the most original idea, but you got to understand, I was trying to do this around 2000 with Forefront Records. I was trying to do a masked band. And we had a development deal. It fell apart. It was called Kung Pao Fusion. So I've been trying to do this for a long time. But I thought, look, man, at the time I was 52. I'm going to do what I want to do at this point in my life. I'm just going to give it a shot. If it fails, it fails. Who cares? You know what I mean? So I decided to embrace the theatrical. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to make this where Trent Reznor is Nine Inch Nails. You know it's him. The guy from Five for Fighting. I forget what his name is. John something. It's a band entity, but it's his show. Well, Calamity Kills is my thing, but it's going to be a band entity. And the thing is, I love the idea, and you saw on the record, I got some really cool guests. I love the idea of those guys being like masked, and you don't know. If you come to a Calamity Kills show, you don't know until the end of the show. You find out, oh, that's Ray from Korn. He played drums all night. You don't know that till the end of the show. You know what I mean? I love the thought of that. Or it could be just an unknown guy. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's a great way to involve people I know that don't have to leave their normal gigs and don't have to commit to, you know, being in my band, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, and we'll get to the point where we start to play out and everything like that. But I'm going to invite some friends that most people will know, you know, in mainstream music or even in Christian music. They'll know these people.
And see, people who know you from Guardian
Uh-huh.
are very familiar with your voice.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and even though, you know, the first time when I heard Sinners Welcome, I mean, yeah, I knew it was you, and I knew that you had a new band and it was called Calamity Kills. I knew all of that, but at the same time, I listened to Sinners Welcome, and it's like, man, Jamie still has you still got the chops, dude. You still sound like you did when you were in Guardian. You still have a little bit of that raspy voice.
Oh yeah.
The thing that's always drawn me to your singing is you got that really cool raspy voice.
It's all right here too. It's not down here. It's all right here. When I sound like this, it's all right here.
Yeah, up in the nose, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, if I get a sinus cold, we're in trouble. If I get a sore throat, I can usually make it through the show. So
but yeah, it's like I said, anybody who knows you from Guardian, man, they're familiar with your voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's unique. I don't know of anyone else that sounds like you. So it's like, you could hear Calamity Kills, and even if you didn't know that Jamie Rowe was the singer, you're like, hey, that guy sounds like Jamie Rowe.
Yeah. You know what? In hindsight, Dave, I really would have done this. I would have even kept my identity hidden in hindsight, just because I really like that Kills is his own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do like that. But at the same time, like I said, I've made enough records in my lifetime that it'd be kind of hard to hide. So it would like come out anyway. So what's the point? You know what I mean? But I would love the idea. That's the one thing like I said, we've got plenty to talk about, I'm sure, but that's one thing I've really liked about this is I haven't tried to springboard Calamity Kills off my past. I've let it be what it is. And the thing is, Dave, to be honest, man, I could get paid to go sing a show as Guardian. I could get paid to go sing a show as Jamie Rowe singing Guardian songs. At this point, nobody's going to pay me to sing Calamity Kills. And I kind of like that. You know what I mean? And so, because it's really, so if Kills succeeds, it's going to be on its own thing, not because of what I did do, but what I'm doing now. And that's for me as an artist and that mindset. I love that, dude.
Yeah, because it'll be based on what you're doing, not who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Has Calamity Kills, have you guys done any shows yet?
No. And let me back up too. Another thing is, like I said, it's my thing, but along the way, Perino, who played, fifth guitar in Guardian for the Almost Home record, and we've known him, for a decade. Jamie has been my producer and everything, but during the course of the project, he started to really get involved and stuff, and he actually matched, like the Kickstarter budget I had. He put that much into it himself, so we got double the record budget, just basically from him. So he's technically a co-owner with me in the brand Calamity Kills. So it's our thing, but I still lead it creatively. So it's like he's, at this point, he's definitely going to play guitar, like in the live shows and stuff. And I guess I can go ahead and say this, like he's out of town this week, but next week we're going to go to the studio. We're going to record some acoustic versions of some Kill song and put that stuff out for YouTube and stuff like that. So you'll see a little bit of a live element, but dude, I've got to play live. I've got to. It's just, but the thing is, like, right now, if I played live, it would be, getting in a van, traveling 100 miles for 50 people.
You got to get that filmed. Seriously, you do that, you got to get that filmed. I mean, me personally, I would love to hear and see a acoustic version of Sinner's Welcome.
Yeah. Oh, dude. You know what? It's probably online, but last summer I opened for Stryper, did an acoustic set here in Nashville. They asked me, and I opened with Sinner's Welcome acoustically, and the guitar team I had were two guys I work with at True Tone. One is Zach Childs, who's funny. He's actually going next Monday. He's going for 2 weeks or something like that on the road with Brad Paisley in Europe.
Oh wow!
And just they're college roommates, college buddies and stuff. He's just going as part of the entourage, so to speak. But he played guitar and he did this like swampy like slide thing on acoustic, and it sounded great. Now I had Dana Weaver, who once upon a time was a guitar player in Sonic Flood. And those two guys, they killed it, man. We just, it's just, even when it was stripped down to just two guitars and a voice, man, it was pretty legendary sounding. So, and if you look online, there should be a clip of that somewhere, and it's cool. So we definitely like to do that. Definitely going to the current single at radio is Chemistry Meant to Be. We're going to do a version of that, and I think we need to get a version of I Still Believe out there at least. So, wow. But like I said, I'm not a amazingly skilled guitar player. So when I write the music, which I wrote all this stuff, I'm pretty basic, so it's not too terribly difficult to play. So.
Oh, I love slide guitar. I really do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Something about it, and especially if somebody plays it very well, it's like you're just kind of sucked in. And for me, listening to it, it just blows me away. It really does, and it just takes you kind of to another place.
Yeah.
But I got to ask this question because I know that a lot of people are going to want to know,
Of course.
and I'm going to ask before they do, because I'm the one interviewing. So, uh, is there any chance someday of a possible Guardian reunion? I know people are going to ask that. They probably
No,
already.
and like I said, and to be honest, man, much of a fan. I mean, even though I was in the band, I was still a fan of the band. I get it, I really do. But man, the short answer is with me being involved, no. I really felt like I think it was 2019 we did that thing for TBN at the Franklin Theater, the 3 songs for their TV show or whatever. That was the first time we played. That really felt. I remember after that feeling like that was a good like bookend moment for me. Like I felt like that was the ending of my season with Guardian. And I've really felt that way. And it's funny. We were really really tight. Like we were truly a family, like truly brothers and stuff like that. It wasn't just we played music together. We all, and to be blunt, like these days we're acquaintances. You know what I mean? So that dynamic between us personally, we've all just kind of moved on with our lives and stuff. But even last summer, Tony, I played that acoustic set in Mexico City with Petra, and Tony actually happened to be there, like mixing sound for Petra. And the promoter was like, "Oh, Tony's here and stuff. Can he play?" And I'd already asked and stuff, but Tony's like, nah, I don't play guitar anymore. I'm here to run sound. Not gonna happen. So we had this great hang, but he wasn't interested in playing music. Not even one acoustic song. So it's like I think people have just really moved on, and I understand from the outside looking in that it looks like, oh, why don't you do that? But you understand, man. I love what we did, but it's like for me that season is over, and I shouldn't say this. I should not say this, but I'm going to. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from somebody, and I'm gonna leave this as very vague because I don't want them to blow their announcement. But somebody fairly important in Guardians past asked me if I'd come back and do 2 new Guardian songs, and it was going to come out on a quote unquote major label.
Wow.
And I had to say no.
Oh.
I'm committed to doing. I'm at this point, and I told him, I said, look, if you want to do it with another singer. And I said, you have my blessing. I said, I'll be the first to listen to it. I'll be excited about it. But I said, but just for me, that season isn't over. And, it's like, it was a really cool conversation. So, and the thing is, that project, I believe, is going to come out whether I'm involved or Guardian's involved or not. And I think it's going to be really cool. For a lot of people who like the old school Guardian era, I think you're really going to like what's coming. But I don't have a passion for that anymore at all. Yeah,
no, and that's totally understandable. I mean, and it's a part of your personal history and your musical history,
mm-hmm.
and you're always going to have that special place in your heart for it.
Of course, if I didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. You know what I mean? And
right,
the thing, right. and if I didn't have that, you wouldn't be talking to me either. So I'm aware of this, but it's just a weird dynamic. It's like I said, yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say when I first became familiar with your music and
mm-hmm.
your voice. I was in one of those record stores where they sold like used records and CDs, mm-hmm. tape cassettes and stuff. And I had only been a Christian for just a few years, 2 or 3 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, hey, I want to check out Christian metal. So
mm-hmm.
they actually had a section in the store for Christian metal, and I see Guardian, Miracle Mile, and yeah. I'm like, huh, what's this? And they had like a little Walkman with headphones, and you could actually put the tape in, listen to it before you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just blown away, man. Like, Dr. Jones and the Kings of Rhythm, and let it. Oh my gosh! Let your love roll on. Let your
love roll on. Let it roll. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And then you just hit that. Come on.
Roll on, let it roll. Yeah, when you put a bunch of reverb on that and stuff, it sounds a lot larger than life. But that's it.
Oh man.
So.
Nice. Yeah, and so. I had to get the tape, and I also ended up getting Fire and Love.
Yeah.
Now, that album, I think I had read a story somewhere, and obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you had just joined Guardian, and you were in the band maybe like a few days, and you had to go right away to to film the music video for Power of Love.
No, no, that's
No, okay,
no, that's a time frame. I'll give you this the full time frame. I auditioned in late April or early May. I sent my tape out to Tony Palacios, and no, it was in April because in May they flew me out because I just turned 21, just turned 20 years old. And I remember I came out. So I spent a week with the guys and at Pachyderm, and with a couple of rehearsals and stuff. And during that time, just I remember the first song I played with those guys was Kingdom of Rock. I remember that. You know what I mean? And dude, I was 20 years old and I was a huge Guardian fan, the Striper fan in the full scene. So it was like, dude, when the background vocals came in for the chorus, Rock Kingdom, I about like fell apart. Like, yes,
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was in the band, but I was having a fun thing. But man,
See, I thought your first band was Tempest.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Next. But anyway, and to be honest, because of that band, Tony heard it and so he couldn't stand the band. He didn't want me to audition because he didn't want it to hurt my feelings. He was convinced I was a terrible singer based on
Wow.
that band. You know what I mean? So it's like I was like, no, dude, just let me do this stuff. And he said, go into the studio just in front of a mic and just sing. I said, acapella? He goes, yeah, just do that. And I did. I'm like, okay. And he told me after the fact that they asked her, and nobody would do that. Like, just sing without music. And I was, 20 years old. I didn't know any better. So I'm sitting in the studio going, ooh, yeah, yeah, stuff like that. And sent it to him and boom. And so, I mean, I've told the story a bunch, so it's nothing new. But, they ended up flying me out. And during that week, the first rehearsal we got together, we wrote The Rain and Power of Love. And
Wow.
now musically they were done, but I wrote the melody and the choruses. And I remember and the first thing out of my mouth, I remember for Power of Love, the first time for the chorus, I sang, "Tell me, can you feel it? Yes, and I believe it. Talking about the power of love." I remember Tony said, "Stop," and he went and got a tape recorder. He goes, "I need to record this." And I remember him telling me, he goes, "If you don't even join the band, you're at least going to get writing credit." And everything. And so it's funny though, within the first 4 hours of me being, really 3 hours of me being with the guys in Guardian, we wrote Power of Love and The Rain, which still to this date are two of the most popular, The Rain is certainly probably my favorite Guardian song. And so we did that. And then I remember I flew home and it wasn't for sure that I was going to get the gig because at the time, you understand, you know this, Dave, during that time, Image was really, big thing, long hair and,
Right.
looking like the LA strip guy. I had just cut my hair to like shoulder length and it was like dyed purple. I almost looked like a guy from The Cure. And at the time I was about 25, 30 pounds overweight, which like, look at me now. But there wasn't, I mean, it was a little concerning. Like the imaging wasn't right and stuff. And so I went home and I remember like Dave and everybody, even the Elefante,
Well,
said, "This is
froze up.
this is your guy." So gosh, go ahead.
Oh man, I froze up too.
Okay. I was just saying, I ended up dropping like 25 pounds, and then
Hmm.
my hair started to grow out and everything. And then for the Fire and Love, the whole era, I wore hair extensions. You know what I mean? So
Oh wow.
yeah,
See.
yeah, I clipped those things in. Like if you were to see me outside of Guardian during 1990 and 91, I had hair length about like this, but in the videos and everything on stage, I had it down to here. And you can look at pictures, you can see that the texture of the hair changes a little bit. But by the time Miracle Mile rolled around, I got rid of them, so it had
Yeah.
finally grown out.
I remember first time I saw the music video for Power of Love,
Uh-huh.
and you had a bandana on.
Yeah, that's to keep the clips in. That's the one I
Right.
whip my hair around. I still wear a bandana, but I like the look of it. But anyway, but to give you a storyline,
When I saw that video and you had the long red hair, and maybe you heard this before, but first thing
Axl.
popped in my head was like, this dude looks like Axl Rose.
Yeah, I heard that all the time, and being from Indiana, I heard that all the time.
Oh,
But
okay.
to be fair, the only reason I wore that headband was to always keep my extensions in when I whipped my head around because they were clip-ins
Oh,
and
wow.
everything, and that was just part of it. But dude, it's funny, even Niels Lozauer, the famous rock photographer who ended up shooting like the Miracle Mile stuff. I mean, he's like, dude, you remind me of Axl. You know what I mean? because just because the red hair from Indiana and the mannerisms, and it was just a cool time. But on the video thing, we made the record. I think Fire and Love record was completely finished by fall of 1990, and it came out in 91. And if I remember right, we shot the video for Power of Love in the spring of 91 in Compton in a warehouse.
Wow.
And then I think in June, I think it premiered on Headbangers Ball.
Wow.
So
we got a couple of comments here real quick.
Yeah.
Let me get a little closer here so I can see. We got Brian Schertzer. He says, I don't think fans can ever get enough of a good thing, but artists need to be allowed to move on when they need to and have our blessing. Absolutely, man. And my buddy Jonathan Johnson, he was in Sacred Warrior. He's got Deny the Fallen. He says, hey, Dave and Jamie, great interview. Jamie, the Calamity Kills record is great, bro. Glad to see you doing some aggressive stuff again.
Yeah, that's good. No, Deny the Fall. That's Ray Parra, right?
Jonathan Johnson.
No, but he sings for that band, right? Like, if I'm right. Yeah, so that that's good. I love Ray's voice. Ray to me still has it too. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ray's
it's like
awesome.
That's very cool. No, I appreciate that. And to me, it's like kind of like, and this is what I'm saying. I don't get paid anything for music, and haven't for a long time, to be honest. It's just like, other than like maybe a studio fee when I did like session work and stuff like that. But like, I just got a royalty check. I think it was like $100, for like something I wrote, 20 years ago or something, like a Toby Mac song or something. But I don't make money. So the thing is, I have no financial incentive to make music. So I just make music that I want to and like. Yeah, it really is. And we could get deep into it, but I mean, I'm at a point and stuff where, I told this person that pitched me on the label thing a couple weeks ago. I had 13 number ones at Christian Rock Radio as a writer, and 11 of those were with Guardian. I would rather be number 59 on a mainstream chart than number one on a Christian chart.
Wow.
Because I've got something to say. I've got hope, and I don't need to just limit it to people who already agree with me. And I got really convicted about that around in the early 2000s, actually, that Christian music never comes across my radar until I look for it. And I thought, we have the creator of the universe in our hearts.
Yeah.
And we do everything in our power to hide our art from the everyday person. And I just felt like, listen, during the time in the 90s, especially when Guardian, like a mainstream label would never have embraced Guardian at that time. Now, we may have gotten like a few things with like Epic or, Sony distribution stuff like put out there. But at the end of the day, Jesus and radio, Jesus and MTV doesn't mix. And we were very vocal about that. These days, when, like I said, my royalty check from like the Toby Mac stuff, that came from Universal Publishing. It's Universal Capitol Records. The Word stuff is now owned by Warner Bros. So all these labels are already owned by the mainstream. So the thing is, why wouldn't you just go work in the mainstream? You know what I mean? And that's really where my heart is. Like for Kills, I don't want and it's funny, and you know this, I will say this, I'll look in the camera and tell you this. I believe in Jesus. I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I will stand before him and answer to him for my life at the end of my life. I promise you. When I say that, I don't want to be put in a box that makes it harder for the average person to hear my music.
Right.
Just to make people who already agree with me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. And the thing is, that rubs people the wrong way. A lot of people, it really does. But man, like I said, if I stopped making music right now, my life outside of music is fantastic. I'm not at a loss, but I still burn to create. So here I am. So sorry to get deep on you there, brother.
No, it's cool, man. So yeah, back to Calamity Kills,
Mm-hmm.
the album. Now you did two covers on there. One is escaping my mind for some reason, but
We did the "I Still Believe" cover that was from The Call. That was
yeah,
in the Lost Boys soundtrack, people, but also in Christian music,
my
Russ
favorite
Taff.
movie.
Yeah, and Russ Taff did a version in Christian music, which there's some elements of Russ's version in mine, like the instead of the sax solo, Russ would go oh, and I took that from that version, but I did that, and like I said, that's because of its association with the Lost Boys movie. It got a lot of attention around the Halloween season this last year, and like I said, we were on Octane Radio on Sirius XM, and the program director was a huge Lost Boys fan, just zeroed in on that immediately. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we did that, but and the thing is, Michael Bean, was a person of faith. I think towards the end there, he became more of a, he went back to being a seeker rather than a, I know what I believe. He went to seek and stuff, but like I said, he's going to stand before God just like I am. So, but that's just a great song. I love the message of it. And the other thing we did was I was watching on YouTube. This guy, Professor of Rock, has a YouTube show where he goes back and
I love that guy.
yeah, he's like he's got Jeopardy knowledge about pop music and of the 80s and 90s and whatnot. And he did a show on the Pure Energy from Information Society. I want to know what you're thinking. And I heard that, and in my mind, I instantly heard like this like hard rock like arrangement of it, and it's like, but I'd already announced I was going to do "I Still Believe."
That was it. That was the other cover you did, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I Still Believe, and then the Information Society of Tell Me What's on Your Mind, Pure Energy. And I remember thinking, well, I've already told people I'm going to do "I Still Believe," and people have contributed to the Kickstarter. I don't want to pull that. And I thought, well, wait a minute. I don't have to answer to a label or anything like that. There's no rules. If I want to put 2 cover songs on the record, I can. So I did. And I got Kia from there's an all-female metal band called Conquer Divide, and I've heard her voice on Sirius XM on the Octane, and fell in love with it and tracked her down. And turns out she was open to singing on the track, so she sings the female part in that song. So it's just really cool, and they just put out a really good record. And there's I don't know if you know this band Avatar, but they're going on tour with them this spring. I'm sorry.
My good buddy Ed Mackey.
Oh, I love Ed. Ed. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I can tell you a story about Ed.
That's cool. Ed says he really loves the Alien song.
Well, why wouldn't he? Because you know what? We were chatting and I said something. I forget how it came about, but I said something about Alien. And he wrote Alien, a light in every nation. That acronym.
Oh
I just thought it was brilliant. And so I remember telling him, it's like, dude, I'm going to use that. I love that and everything. And so I actually
right. You told me about that a while back. Yeah.
So the part that goes, I used to go, shine, shine, alien, shine, alien. And after that thing, I added a light in every nation. I added that to that song because I saw his post where he wrote that. I just thought that was brilliant. So
there you go, Ed. You got to shout out in a song, dude.
No, he knows it, dude. Even when we were recording it, I sent him Facebook videos of it. You got to hear this, dude. So, yeah. No, but to me that's another great song, man. I hope that people get a chance to hear. So,
and I embarrassed myself earlier because I swore that I had the Calamity Kills CD, and I went in my office looking through my CDs, and I don't have it.
Not too many people do, to tell you the truth. And to be fair, there's about 30 copies downstairs that soon I will release to make available. But I really kept it. One, to be fair, I don't look forward to being in the CD.
I have it digitally. I don't have the physical.
No, it's available that way. Like I say, a physical copy. I told people during the Kickstarter campaign, and the thing is, it's not that I want to punish people who didn't get involved in the Kickstarter, but I want to reward people who did. So I've made it like those people who said, yeah, I believe in this early on. I want a CD, because I even said the thing, this will be the CD run. I'm not really interested in being in the CD business. The last thing I want is 1,000 CDs downstairs that nobody wants. So, but turns out people do want them. soon the 30, I have 30 overage from the first run for Kickstarter in case, like, something got lost in the mail or something like that and I could replace it. But I have those. So from the very first run, I've got about 30 copies. And soon, I keep saying this, I've said this for 2 months now, but really, truly soon, I'm going to make them available. And if you go to like the Calamity Kills site, they're going to be there, the first 30. After that, I'm going to do another limited run of maybe 200 or so and make those for sale. Now, the Kickstarter are probably going to be a little bit more pricey because they're the first run. And
Right.
if you were to pledge on the Kickstarter, they were $25 plus $5 shipping, so that's $30. So for that first run, I'm going to make them that same price. But if people want to wait till like a month or two later and get like the digipack version, it'll be cheaper. But I just want to honor the people who stepped up and say, look,
Oh yeah.
I would hate to somebody like, hey man, I spent $30 for this and I could have waited a year and got it for 10. I don't want to be that guy.
Well, and if people want to contribute, what's the website that they can go and do that?
Oh no, it's like I said, the campaign is over. There's nothing to shoot.
Right.
But what I'm saying is though, is soon I've got these links. I'll put them for sale on the Calamity Kills site, and I'll send a notification on the Calamity Kills Facebook. So when those I do make those available, like hey, look, here they are. If you want them, here they are. And if you've got a problem, like I don't want to pay $30 for a CD, okay, just wait a couple months, you can get one cheaper. But this is going to be the same price that the people who made it happen in the first place had to pay. So I just think that's fair. So, but yeah, we all sorts of merch and stuff coming. I want to, I'm actually going to do a cassette single of the 280 songs. You know what I mean? So just for a nostalgia piece.
Right on.
Like nobody has a cassette player, but I still like the idea of having a cassette single in the sleeve of two songs. And it's 80s, two 80s remakes. I think it's just fitting to have it in a cassette single. So I'm going to make that available too.
That would be awesome.
So
Ed wants to know if
what I'm thinking.
tell me what's on your mind.
Yeah.
He wants to know if down the road if there'll be a second Calamity Kills album.
Absolutely, dude.
Nice.
And I know this, dude. Dude. I've got like 4 songs already written, like that I like fully believe in, and I've got another cover too that's ready. But I've still got so much life. I mean, in the big picture, still nobody's heard this record. You know what I mean? So I've still got a lot of people to expose it to, and I've got a lot of time. I'm in no rush, but definitely, if my plan is to make music at least for the next 10 years of my life, and my outlet that I'm going to do that with is Calamity Kills, and
Nice.
and that's just where I'm at. I may do some solo stuff just here and there, but it'll be like a song here and there. But dude, like I said, this is what I'm really committed to this, even if it doesn't, as long as it doesn't bankrupt me. You know what I mean? Where it's actually like wrecking my life or causing a problem in my relationships with my wife or something like that. Dude, I'm gonna make music in Calamity Kills for the next 10 years at least.
Awesome.
So that's a plan. If no one cared about Calamity Kills after today, I will still make Calamity Kills music. That's just where I'm at. So
See, that's if it makes you happy, that's really what matters most.
well, it does, and like
Doing it, yeah.
it does, and like I said, I like, and that's why I was saying that people like I like being able to say no to the good to make room to be able to say yes to the great.
Yeah.
And and in a lot of ways the great hasn't showed up yet, but I know it's going to. You know what I mean? The great may be the fact that I got to make this record. That may be it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but the thing is, man, I burn to make music. I burn to say something, and not just make noise. You know what I mean? And and I, like I said, my passion. I like being a light in the dark, man. I like that. Like when I get in a room full of people who don't think like me, and I can get their attention with my music. Even if I don't say a word to them, I like that they can recognize there's just something a little bit different about that guy. I like that. That's important to me. And the thing is, if people say, well, you need to do this, you need to do this, you should be doing this, or you did this for 20 years with Guardian, why aren't you doing this? They don't understand. This isn't a group project. I've got to answer to God. They won't be there with God, like, get him, God, ask him about this. There won't be some group jury there. It will be between me and God,
Absolutely, man.
But And you didn't ask this, but I always like to say this. Um, and there will be. I like a band like Skillet that can confidently say we are believers, but still function in the mainstream. And I
Yeah.
love that. And the thing is, what I think I see a lot of people get wrong is they really want you to almost be obnoxious about your faith. And I love the salt and light analogy. Is we're be a salt and light, and the salt, you take a steak, cook it up, add a little salt. It brings out the flavor. It slows down the spoilage. It just makes it a little bit better. But if I pour the whole jar of salt on it, what's it do? It ruins it. It
Oh
makes
yeah.
it unedible. It makes it disgusting. And I
Yeah.
think people want to take the approach of dumping the whole can of salt on there. And the light analogy is the same thing. Like right now, I have a softbox light hitting me, so I don't look so grotesque, even though I probably do still. But it adds a little softness. It adds to the environment. It makes things. But if I did this, well, of course now it's not going to do it. There. If I shine the light right at you, you can't see anything but the light. That's a terrible. This flashlight's too. The LEDs. Hopefully you get my point. It's like if you're shining a light in someone's eyes, they're like, ah, it hurts. Oh my god. Be subtle. The light creates the atmosphere. It brings things out. It exposes things. You shine it in somebody's face, they're not going to see a thing.
Yeah.
And I see so much of that in Christian music. Oh, we need to be bold, or they'll, on their Facebook page or something like hey, check out a song on the front page. We are a Jesus band. That's great. But you've just lost half the people because they have preconceived notion just by seeing that. Now you may get a handful. Oh, what's that all about? That's kind of curious. But you've just lost most people.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think the art is subtlety, and I think there's a reason that Jesus spoke in parables. The same people who would be arguing, why aren't you more blatant? Why don't you do this? Are the same people who tell Jesus, why do you speak in parables? Why don't you just get to the point and tell them they are sinners in need of your love? Because he told a story. He communicated. He realized this is a good way to communicate. Anyway, I went off on a rant. Sorry, bro. So,
No, you're good, dude. You're good. Right on. So, guys, Jamie Rowe and Calamity Kills, check them out on calamitkills.com. Is that the website?
yeah, that has all the stuff on the socials and stuff. I'm mostly active on their Instagram and the Facebook, the Calamity Kills Facebook page. But to be honest, most people it's still just such a small amount of people that's gravitated towards that so far that I still end up posting on my personal socials to get the message out a lot, about things.
Oh, yeah.
So my Jamie Rowe Facebook page, the music page, I'm pretty active in that, Instagram and stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, and you know this too. I make myself pretty available to people, so it's not really hard. I don't really check Facebook messages often, but I do see a comment or something like that, and my emails are public, so I'm not scared to answer a question if somebody reaches out.
See, that's cool, man. That you're just you're there for the people. You're there for anybody who wants to talk, about anything. I mean,
Yeah.
like if someone needs prayer and they just, hey, Jamie, can you pray for me?
Absolutely,
Do it. Yeah.
absolutely. But
Yep.
if they come to me thinking I've got the answers and everything figured out, no, no, man. But the thing is, I've got a relationship with the one who does. So
All right.
that's really it, man.
Right on.
So
Well, hey, Jamie, I thank you so much, man, for taking time out of your Friday night to hang out with me and hang out with the people watching. And God bless you. God bless your family, man.
thank you, brother, man. I said my wife Amber is awesome, and Parano's hitting me right now. Okay, okay. Here's the thing. Here's an instant thing from Jamie Parano, dude. I think going forward on our radio singles, we need to get some remixes. So, so he wants to update some mixes, not like remix like dance, but like have the guy who mixes Memphis Mayfire mix our record. You know what I mean? So that's a message from Parano right there. Breaking news. He wants to get remixes. So
Right on. Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you taking your time out, man, and it means a lot to me as a fan of your singing.
no, Dave, I appreciate you, dude, for real. And like I said,
Here-
this is I don't mind talking. Everybody knows this. I don't mind talking. I like to talk. I like people. If I could say one thing though, like I said, and just people need to understand. Just when I say that Guardian that chapter for me is over, doesn't mean that I denounce it or anything. It just means like, dude, that was a major part of my life, and like
Right.
it was, and I do understand that most people who do know Jamie Rowe only know me because of Guardian. And a few people may know me from Adrian Gale, a few people may know me from Tempest, but most of the people know me from Guardian. And
Right.
that, and most bands should be so lucky to be able to launch other products where later on in life where people are familiar with you. But the thing is, the Guardian situation was very unique. And when I look back on YouTube and stuff and I see pictures and videos of us in the 90s, I'm standing up on stage proclaiming, really confident in everything I'm saying. And Jamie needs to understand I'm in an interview right now. I can't talk right now. So, but I just like, man, I look back and realize, I believed I had it all figured out. These days, I'm have enough wisdom and life experience to know that, man, if 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 it wasn't for God, man, I would be a serious man. I don't even know if I'd be here. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah.
And I realize that and stuff. And I realize when people, so I have a lot more compassion for people these days who are going through stuff, especially people who deal with doubt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And because I just see so many people when they hit that thing when they want to start asking questions and they get shut down and everything, and just and it's like, dude, I love the scripture. You're like, I believe, help me overcome my unbelief. There are so many people like that, man, and stuff. And
Oh
my
yeah.
heart, my heart, my heart gravitates towards those people because I've been there.
Oh
You
yeah.
know. Anyway,
We all have at different times. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I struggled for most of my life with depression. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man. I actually, I'll tell you stuff like that. But I have a song in the works. I don't know if I'll get to record it, but it's a pretty strong contender. But it's about that thought, those late night thoughts of suicide. And just knowing that that the emotions lie and everything like that. And I want to make sure when I do, if I do record it and release it, I want to make sure that it's understood and that people understand that when they hear it, that the ultimate message is not just talk about what is going on, but talk about what the way out is.
Right.
You know, so and to do it in a way that Jesus would have done it with a parable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So
Well, God bless you, Jamie, and man, we'll keep in touch. And I would
yeah,
love to have you on the show again sometime in the future. Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure having you on, man.
do that. Hey, and send me your number, dude. I'll text you so you have my number. So just make sure. Because like I said, messages sometimes I get a little lost. So
I'm sorry. Do what?
send me an email, send me your number, and I'll text you back and stuff like that. So you have my number and everything. So we can keep in touch that way. Because a lot of times, like I said, I miss messages. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
it's a little bit
absolutely.
easier. You can call me and say, dude, let's do the show this week. You know.
Right on. All right. Hey guys, watching calamitykills.com. Go check them out. Check out the music, and if you need prayer or you want to chat or whatever, Jamie's available. And guys, like I always say, be blessed and be a blessing to others. All right, peace.
Can't argue with that, brother.
All right,
All
man.
right, holla, holla, man.
All right.
See you, bud.